Hi everyone, and you're very welcome to another one of our gardening shorts videos. This one today is a bit different because we went foraging, didn't we, yesterday? Do you know what foraging means?
Forgotten.
It means collecting things from the wild to eat. Have we done any foraging ever before?
Twice or something.
What have we foraged?
Garlic.
Well,
Wild
today,
garlic.
yeah, wild garlic is what we picked, and we're going to make something with today. But in the past, have we ever foraged anything?
Blackberries.
Yeah,
Blackberries. A lot of people would have foraged blackberries before. We went collecting wild garlic. This is the start of the season of it. You can see the leaves starting to come up through the ground around now. And wild garlic, or ramson, or allium ursinum it's called, is a native plant, and you can find this in shady areas like woodland or hedgerows. But there's a few other different types of wild garlic that you can still eat. Another one is called three-cornered leek, or allium triquetrum, and that even though it's invasive, you're still able to eat it.
Just before we start, there's a few things you need to keep in mind when you are foraging. The first one is you have to make sure that you know what plant, that you're picking the right plant, that you know what plant you're
Because
picking.
it could be poisonous.
It could be poisonous. So we were collecting wild garlic, and there's another plant that's a type of lily that often grows beside it and can look quite like it, but you can see that there's slightly different leaves, and also the flowers are very different. So if you're unsure, you can wait for it to flower, but also, what does that smell like? Garlic.
And very good.
Yeah, and nothing else smells like garlic. So if you're unsure, make sure you smell it, and it definitely, every leaf smells like garlic. The other thing is, you might want to just keep an eye on where you're picking it, that it's not in someone else's land, or that it's not somewhere that dogs might have had done their wees, or maybe that's away from roads, or maybe where someone has sprayed as well. So make sure that the best idea is to look around and see if all the other plants around look really healthy, they're not dirty, they're not looking like they're burnt or have been poisoned, then you found a good spot to go foraging.
Another thing to think about when you are foraging is to only pick about a third of what you can see.
Why would you do that?
Because it can't grow back.
Yeah, because it might, if you dig it all up, then it's gone for the next year and it's gone for everybody else. And who else might need it?
People who are right here watching.
Yeah. What about other types of creatures?
Animals.
Yeah.
Foxes.
Foxes, or different things. Or the bees love the flowers. So you just want to keep only take about a third of what you see, and then you leave the rest for other people, or particularly for the wildlife. You're right, exactly.
And
so
if they need to go and hide, they might need that as well.
Yeah, actually, because these are nice little ground cover, aren't they? Yeah, that's true. So today we're not going to be growing something. We've picked it, and we're going to have a little kind of cookery demonstration, and we're going to make pesto, wild garlic pesto, and we made this last year. It was gorgeous, wasn't it?
The ingredients for wild garlic pesto are 100 grams of wild garlic leaves, 50 grams of nuts, either pine nuts or cashews or walnuts, 400 millilitres of good quality oil, 80 grams parmesan, and then salt and pepper.
So the first thing is we need to grind up our nuts. So you do your measuring, you're really good at measuring, aren't you? So what we need to do now is whiz up the nuts to crush them up. Do you want to put them in there?
In here?
Yeah. That's it. And we're going to give them a blast in the blender. So there's no cooking in this recipe, but there is some big loud noises. So you ready? The next thing we need to do is blitz up our leaves with the oil. So if you put in our leaves and our oil into the bigger mixer, because there's not room in the smaller one. Yeah, and we've washed these really, really well, and put even a little bit of bread soda or salt in the water as well to make sure they're totally clean before we put them in our food. And then we put the oil in as well at this stage, and this will help them all mush up. Look at that gorgeous oil. So the next thing to do is whiz up all these leaves. And sometimes it takes a few goes to get it all right. You ready?
Looks like soup.
It does, it's starting to get it all.
So this is what it's looking like so far, and then it's time to put in the parmesan and the nuts.
Good bit of salt, good bit of pepper to make some really tasty pesto. And then the next thing we do is blitz it up again. Again. It does a little bubble. Well, that's it. That's our
And
pesto
there
done.
you have your big pesto.
Do you want to try some?
No.
Do you want to give it a go? Oh, I dripped some on me.
Ooh, that's really nice.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can put it in some glass jars and it'll store in the fridge for about 2 weeks. And you can mix it into some pasta. Maybe put it on some chicken. Could spread it on your sandwiches. Anything, exactly. Cool. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video and see you again.